Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. I'm your host, Ellen, and today we have 100 questions on general knowledge. So let's have some fun. Here we have our Quiz Class awards. Let us know how you rank in the comments at the end, along with the answer to the bonus question. And our categories for today: robotics, gender roles, economics, psychology, and human anatomy. And we are beginning with robotics. Which robot was the first used on a production line in the automotive industry? Baxter, Big Dog, or Unimate? Unimate. Which Honda humanoid robot was designed to mimic human walking and serve as a research platform? Atlas, Asimo, or Pepper? Asimo. Which robot by Rethink Robotics assists workers in collaborative tasks? Neo, Spot, or Baxter? Baxter. What is the primary function of the Da Vinci robot in medicine? Physical therapy, diagnostic imaging, or surgical assistance? Surgical assistance. Which Hanson Robotics robot pioneered human-like social interaction? Jibo, Sophia, or Pepper? Sophia. Which industrial robot was the first mass-produced for car manufacturing in the 1960s? Fanuc, Unimate, or Motoman? Unimate. Which robot was the first fully autonomous mobile robot to explore another planet's surface? Curiosity, Pathfinder, or Opportunity? Curiosity. Which SoftBank Robotics robot recognizes emotions and interacts like a human? Pepper, Sophia, or Robonaut? Pepper. Which NASA robot assists astronauts aboard the International Space Station? Spirit, Robonaut, or Mars rover? Robonaut. Which robot was the first to autonomously assemble parts in industrial settings? Kuma, Skara, or Unimate? Unimate. Which Boston Dynamics robot is capable of navigating challenging terrain? Atlas, Big Dog, or Spot Mini? Big Dog. Which European Space Agency robot was the first humanoid to work in space? R2-D2, Simon, or Robonaut 2? Robonaut 2. Which robot was one of the first AI systems to mimic human speech in the 1960s? Siri, Eliza, or Alice? Eliza. Which Aldebaran Robotics Robot is utilized in education to research human-robot interaction. Now, Asimo, or Sophia? Now. What was the primary purpose of the shaky robot developed in the 1960s? Household tasks, simulating emotions, or autonomous AI tasks? Autonomous AI tasks. Which robot was among the first to use machine learning for object grasping? Baxter, Big Dog, or Unimate? Baxter. Which iRobot robot was the first successful commercial home cleaning robot? Pepper, Asimo, or Roomba? Roomba. Which Boston Dynamics humanoid robot is known for its balance and agility? Atlas, Pepper, or Big Dog? Atlas. Which robot was the first to be granted citizenship by a country? Asimo, Sophia, or Pepper? Sophia. Which SCARA robot is used for pick-and-place operations? Unimate, ABS IRB6, or Epson SCARA? Epson SCARA. And let's move over to gender roles for question 21. In traditional societies, what role is assigned to men in families? Caregiver, breadwinner, or health caretaker? Breadwinner. Which culture is known for its matrilineal system of lineage and inheritance? The Zulu, the Samurai, or the Iroquois? The Iroquois. In which culture is allomothering a common practice in child rearing? Inuit, Kong, or Cherokee? Kong. Which practice is commonly associated with patriarchy in gender roles? Egalitarian marriages, polygamy and bride price, or dual income households? Polygamy and bride price. Which region is known for gender egalitarianism in parental leave policies? East Asia, Scandinavia, or North America? Scandinavia. What term describes individuals in some indigenous North American cultures who embody both genders? Hijra, Two-Spirit, or Berdache? Two-Spirit. Which culture emphasizes masculine domination or machoism the most? Scandinavian cultures, Latin American cultures, or indigenous Australian cultures? Latin American cultures. Which country first granted women the right to vote in the early 20th century? Finland, the United States, or New Zealand? New Zealand. What term refers to the expectation for Japanese women to prioritize family over careers? Shufu, Matsuri, or Hikikomori? Hikikomori, excuse me. Shufu. In many Middle Eastern cultures, what is a common expectation of women in public? Public speaking, dress codes and modesty, or leadership in community affairs? Dress codes and modesty. Which South Asian group challenges traditional gender roles through cultural and religious duties? Hijra, Rajputs, or Brahmins? Hijra. What is the primary focus of feminist movements in the West since the 1960s? Promoting male superiority, advocating for single-gender schools, or achieving legal equality and reproductive rights? Achieving legal equality and reproductive rights. Which culture is known for significant female participation in governance and decision-making? The Mosuo of China, the Ashanti of Ghana, or the Sami of Scandinavia? The Mosuo of China. What term refers to male circumcision as a rite of passage for boys in Africa? Khitan, excision, or sunjata? Khitan. Which Asian culture considers male descendants to be the family name's traditional bearers? Thai, Indian, or Chinese? Chinese. In terms of social roles, which culture emphasizes the working mother concept? Nordic countries, African cultures, or Middle Eastern cultures? Nordic countries. What term describes the gender roles assigned to individuals based on their biological sex? Gender binary, gender fluidity, or gender identity? Gender binary. Which of these societies is known for its unique gender role system, particularly among the Bugis people of Indonesia? Bisu, Hijra, or Fa'afin? Bisu. Which feminist theorist is credited with the concept of the personal is political? Betty Friedan, Judith Butler, or Angela Davis? Betty Friedan. Which kind of art is not used to question conventional gender roles in various cultures? Abstract, sculpture, or literature? Abstract. And we are at question 41 for economics. Buying and selling financial instruments to profit from market price shifts is known as trading, market making, or investment banking. Trading. What is a decline of 20% or more in the stock market called? Correction, bull market, or bear market? Bear market. What is a stock expected to outperform the market called? Value stock, growth stock, or blue chip stock? Growth stock. What term describes rising stock prices due to investor optimism? Bull market, bear market, or volatile market? Bull market. What is the term for the total market value of a company's outstanding shares? Equity value, enterprise value, or market capitalization? Market capitalization. What term describes money raised by a company from issuing shares? Dividend issuance, secondary offering, or initial public offering? Initial public offering. What term describes money raised by a company from issuing shares? Hedging, market timing, or diversification? Diversification. What term refers to buying a stock expecting its price to rise? Hedging, arbitrage, or speculation? Speculation. Which term describes a dividend that is distributed in the form of more stock rather than cash? Cash dividend, stock dividend, or property dividend? Stock dividend. What term describes providing liquidity by buying and selling securities? Arbitrage, market making, or position trading? Market making. What term describes the risk from overall market movements affecting a security's price? Systematic risk, idiosyncratic risk, or unsystematic risk? Systematic risk. What term refers to an undervalued stock with price potential? Value stock, income stock, or growth stock? Value stock. What term describes the risk of an investment not yielding a return to bankruptcy? Credit risk, currency risk, or interest rate risk? Credit risk. What term refers to a long-term investment strategy regardless of market fluctuations? Day trading, buy and hold, or position trading? Buy and hold. What term describes investing based on a financial advisor's recommendations? Discretionary investing, advisor-driven investing, or research-based investing? Discretionary investing. What term describes a metric calculated by dividing net income by total equity? Return on equity, earnings per share, or price to earnings ratio? Return on equity. What term refers to a stock price moving opposite to the market trend? Defensive stock, inverse correlation, or contrarian investing? Contrarian investing. What term describes selling shares not owned, anticipating a price decline? Short selling, long selling, or margin trading? Short selling. What term describes an index measuring the performance of a specific group of stocks? Stock index, sector index, or investment index? Stock index. What term describes analyzing trading trends to predict stock price movements? Technical analysis, quantitative analysis, or fundamental analysis? Technical analysis. Let's move over to psychology. What psychological phenomena was studied in the Stanford Prison Experiment? Role theory, social facilitation, or obedience to authority? Role theory. What was the conclusion drawn from the obedience experiment conducted by Milgram? People are inherently aggressive, authority has little impact on behavior, or individuals will obey authority even against their moral beliefs. Individuals will obey authority even against their moral beliefs. Which idea was presented by the Bobo doll experiment? Operant conditioning, classical conditioning, or social learning theory? Social learning theory. What emotional response was conditioned in the Little Albert experiment? Fear of loud noises, fear of small animals, or attachment to caregivers? Fear of small animals. Why did Harlow conduct rhesus monkey experiments? To study the effects of isolation on social behavior, to analyze the impact of environmental enrichment, or to investigate the importance of maternal attachment? To investigate the importance of maternal attachment. What concept did the Asch conformity experiments primarily examine? Cognitive biases, social conformity, or the bystander effect? Social conformity. What was the primary influence on conformity in Asch's experiment? Group size, social pressure, or personal experience? Social pressure. What phenomena was demonstrated in the Robbers Cave experiment? Group conflict, bystander effect, or social facilitation? Group conflict. Which Seligman experiment involved dogs and electric shocks related to learned helplessness? The Little Albert experiment, the Stanford Prison experiment, or the learned helplessness experiment? The learned helplessness experiment. Which of the following is the main result of the Rosenhan experiment? Mental illness can be accurately diagnosed, psychiatric labels can lead to dehumanization, or all participants were diagnosed with schizophrenia. All participants were diagnosed with schizophrenia. What concept did the Stanford marshmallow experiment study? Self-actualization, attachment styles, or delayed gratification? Delayed gratification. Which experiment studied authority by having participants administer shocks? The Hawthorne effect, the Milgram experiment, or the Stanford Prison experiment? The Milgram experiment. What variable was manipulated in Bandura's Bobo doll experiment? Type of reinforcement, length of the experiment or exposure to aggressive models? Exposure to aggressive models. What ethical concern arose from the Stanford prison experiment? Inaccurate data reporting, lack of participant consent, or harm and distress to participants? Harm and distress to participants. What element affected Festinger's cognitive dissonance study in participants' attitudes? Group pressure, personal beliefs, or monetary reward? Monetary reward. What concept did the strange situation experiment study? Attachment style in infants, cognitive development stages, or the impact of parenting styles? Attachment styles in infants. What principle is demonstrated in the trolley problem scenarios? Ethical relativism, moral dilemmas, or deontological ethics? Deontological ethics. What term describes modifying behavior through reinforcement or punishment? Behavior modification, cognitive restructuring, or observational learning? Behavior modification. Which Zimbardo experiment faced criticism for ethics and rigor? The Bobo doll experiment, the Milgram experiment, or the Stanford prison experiment? The Stanford prison experiment. What finding emerged from Loftus's experiments on eyewitness testimony? Memory recall improves with time. People are generally unaware of their biases, or memories can be altered by leading questions. Memories can be altered by leading questions. And let's move over to human anatomy for question 81. What part of the eye controls the amount of light entering through the pupil? The iris, the retina, or the cornea? The iris. What is the main function of the retinal pigment epithelium in the eye? To control pupil size, transmit signals to the brain, or absorb excess light and support photoreceptors? To absorb excess light and support photoreceptors. Which retinal photoreceptor is responsible for color vision? Cone cells, bipolar cells, or ganglion cells? Cone cells. The olfactory bulb is critical for which of the following sensory functions? Taste, smell, or visual processing? Smell. Which area of the brain handles auditory information processing the most? Parietal lobe, occipital lobe, or temporal lobe? The temporal lobe. What inner ear structure maintains balance and spatial orientation? The cochlea, Eustachian tube, or semicircular canals? Semicircular canals. The taste buds on the tip of the tongue are largely responsible for detecting what type of sensation? Sour, salty, or sweet? Sweet. What is the role of the tympanic membrane in hearing? Transmitting vibrations to the inner ear, protecting the inner ear from infections, or converting sound waves into electrical signals. Transmitting vibrations to the inner ear. Which retinal cells are mostly in charge of night vision? Rod cells, ganglion cells, or amacrine cells? Rod cells. What is the vitreous humor's main function in the eye? To provide nutrients to the retina, to maintain intraocular pressure, or to maintain the shape of the eyeball? To maintain the shape of the eyeball. Which part of the taste pathway transmits via facial and glossopharyngeal nerves? Solitary nucleus, gustatory cortex, or olfactory epithelium? Solitary nucleus. What phenomenon describes color vision deficiency due to cone malfunction? Synesthesia, visual agnosia, or color blindness? Color blindness. Which structure among the following aids in the ear's process of amplifying sound? The cochlea, the ossicles, or the auditory cortex? The ossicles. What is the main purpose of the eye's lens? To filter out ultraviolet light, to adjust the size of the pupil, or to focus light onto the retina? To focus light onto the retina. Which sense has a direct connection to how the brain's insula functions? Taste, smell, or touch? Taste. Which mechanoreceptor detects deep pressure and vibration? Merkel cells, Pacinian corpuscles, or Meissner's corpuscles? Pacinian corpuscles. Which cochlear part converts sound vibrations into electrical signals? Hair cells, round window, or basilar membrane? Hair cells. What aspect of human perception is the phenomenon of sensory adaptation related to? Change in emotional response, enhancement of sensory input, or decrease in sensitivity due to a constant stimulus? Decrease in sensitivity to a constant stimulus. What condition involves the loss of smell due to olfactory damage? Anosmias, dysosmia, or hyposmia? Anosmias. And for question 100, what is the purpose of the eye's ciliary body? Control the size of the pupil, focus light on the retina, or protect the eye from infection? Focus light on the retina. And for our bonus question, what part of the eye allows us to see color? Let us know the answer in the comments. Don't forget to tell us how well you did with our Quiz Class Einstein rewards. And thanks for playing this quiz. I hope you had a good time. And if you did, please hit that like button. And of course, subscribe and share. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.